Happy week of Christmas. We have the last new moon of 2022. So yeah, there it is, December 23rd, new moon, 4:17 a.m. And that is Central Standard Time, so adjust for the time zone that you live in. And that time is pointed out because new moons are known as a time basically where we can make things happen. And it doesn't mean it happens that day, but it's a powerful day of setting intentions. This is what my goals are. And so these are the steps I need to take to achieve that goal. And goals is a big keyword here because it's Capricorn energy. The new moon is in Capricorn. And that is my goals for my long term. And it's your professional goals. Okay. So any sort of a long-term goal that you have, and it's professional, but I've found out over time, it's really something you were going to do, whether you got paid to do it or not. So where is that in your life? Where is that in your chart? If you don't know and you want to know, just put a comment to me down below and I can help you figure that out. By the way, if you're new here, my name is G. And yeah, this is all astrology. And the goal of this channel is to just help people, just to help. And the way I help is because I'm kind of an astrology geek. And so hopefully there's something here that you find useful. And please let me know down below in the comments if there's anything I could do that you think would be more helpful, or anything you would like for me to talk about or see in regards to the astrology. Astrology is life. So whatever that is that you want me to figure out and find out and discover and search and uncover, I would like to do that for you. So goals, Capricorn energy, sun and moon. That's what a new moon is. When the sun and the moon are together, and here they are, that's the moon, that's the sun. They're together at 132, 133 degrees. I have it at. So yeah, it's a new beginning. And they're very close to the 0 degree because 1 comes after 0. And that means it's a grand new beginning. It's a really big, powerful new beginning, actually. The sun is at 0 degrees in Capricorn on that day. So yeah, that's your solstice beginning. And it's all things Capricorn, long-term goals and ambitions. Capricorn is the rules, but it's also, because it's Capricorn and it's something that's been around for a while and the sun is involved, it's someone who's in charge. You know, Saturn rules Capricorn. So it's the boss energy. So this is like corporations, government, businesses, right? This is big. And it has the moon there, right? On the 23rd. So it's a new beginning. And we've got Venus and we've got Mercury and we've got Pluto. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot of focus on the way things have always been. Anytime Capricorn energy is involved, it's something that's just been around for a long time. Because when we build in Capricorn energy, we're using iron, we're using cement, we're using brick, right? We're using stuff that is going to create a sustainable building that we know will last. It's not just going to crumble. We're not just going to use, toothpicks. And I'm not a builder, so I shouldn't even be using this as an example. But if you're going to build a house and you want it to last, right? Think about that. What are you going to use, right? You're going to have a nice foundation. You're going to make sure it's built, first of all, on a strong foundation. And by the way, the foundation of everything is Pluto. And Pluto is conjunct the United States Pluto. Right. So like on the 23rd, 24th, 25th, Christmas, 26th, 27th, 28th, Pluto moves slow. The last week of December, it's Pluto conjunct Pluto. So we should expect to hear some sort of a major announcement, something big, I would think. Absolutely. And for some, it might be surprises. But I don't think it's going to be too surprising considering some of the things that happened on the 19th of December. With business and government and the law, the courtroom, hearings, right, of people who were previously in power, accountability, this kind of stuff. Okay, so this gives you an idea, right? Venus is your money and our values, Capricorn, so it's government and business, right? People who are in charge. And it's Mercury, so that's what we hear on the news, and that's what we're thinking and talking about. Okay, now let's also point to one other thing on the 23rd. Look, Jupiter. You are going to likely feel an increase in energy for your physical body. And the week prior to this, not so much, feeling slow and sluggish and dreams, right? Because Jupiter was in Neptune. And this also wasn't helpful for our bodies and our health. Having Jupiter in Neptune, it slows things down. We become sluggish. We become sleepy. It increases water. I mean, it's also a very beautiful, dreamy energy, right? It's very idealistic and lovely and soft, But at the same time, when you're dealing with breathing issues or the flu or COVID or any sort of stuff like that, Jupiter getting out of Pisces will help. So good news, Jupiter in Aries for Christmas and New Year's. That's good news. Right. And Mars, quick talk about Mars. Mars takes actions. Mars is in our bodies. Mars has to do with Gemini. Gemini is our lungs. Okay. So Mars being there, Gemini is not just our lungs. Gemini is also the news. It's information. It's the housing market. It's the stock market. Yeah. It's business. It's important to know what the heck Mars is doing. See how it's in red? It's still retrograding. It will be in this sign all the way until March. So when you hear about people talking about, I don't understand what people are doing. People are, there's a lot of craziness that we're hearing about, whether it's at the grocery store or at some market or in your neighborhood or just some violent acts happening. Yeah, that's Mars. That is freaking retrograding Mars, who is out of bounds in Gemini. Remember, Mars takes action. It is also a soldier. It's the police. It's somebody who can carry a weapon. Mars represents masculine energy, right? And then Mercury rules Gemini energy. So we look to Mercury to see where she's at and what is she doing and what is the news, what's being discussed. Well, in government and business, because that's where Mercury is. It's in that energy of Saturn. Saturn is somebody who is older, typically. So yes, someone who has been around, someone who is in charge, right? So we're hearing about governments around the world, really, but likely hearing something that has to do with the Pluto return for the United States. Okay. Changing things at the root level, seeing things are broken, things aren't working properly, and saying, we have to make sure this never happens again, or we have to make sure that we clarify things, because we see now how things have changed and how words can have many different meanings, right? And people are changing the meanings of words, right? And so clarifying things and making sure that things function the way they're supposed to, and that the rule of law, or whatever kind of words we want to use as far as structures of society that we have to set up and follow so that we can function. And so Mars will be taking action. See, this is the scribe. Gemini is a lot of things. It's the scribe. It's the writer. Something's going to be written, right? There's going to be some sort of probably legislation or something going to be proposed before Congress. Some of the stuff might not be of interest to any of you, but I find it fascinating, because if you pay attention to what's going on out there and then you line up the astrology to it, it just teaches you astrology. You follow? Just by observing and going within the dark, watching what happens in the dark, listening to what happens while it's dark. And then that light comes about, the solstice, and the light begins to grow. And we're like, oh, okay. So there may be some accountability for whoever, for whenever, whatever things were said or done, right? This is also the courtroom, right? Because it's Jupiter. So it's an interesting time. Jupiter in Aries, and that was December 19th. But here we are, December 23rd, the very last new moon of 2022. And I do want to leave you with one extra tidbit, and that is look at Sirius in Libra energy. It's about things being fair and balanced. This is lawyer energy. Sirius is food. Sirius is how we are nurtured, right? It's the food that we need to feed ourselves, to feel like we're healthy and just, to feel that we're comforted in some way. Libra is a balance in that, but Venus rules Libra. So yeah, with the holidays, it might be all about, I'm ready to have a few more sweets than usual. If I don't see you sooner or talk to you sooner before Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And everybody, just remember, together, we're better.